God is preparing someone just for you, a love story written in heaven. Beloved child, take a deep breath and quiet your heart. This moment is not an accident. You didn't stumble upon this message by coincidence. You were led here, gently, divinely, because 1925, your Heavenly Father, has something precious to whisper to you. He sees you, not just your face or your actions, but the depths of your soul, the silent sighs, the quiet prayers, the tears that never reached anyone's shoulder but his. There have been nights you've laid awake wondering, when will it be my turn? Lord, you've seen others walk down aisles, post announcements, build homes, and while you celebrate with them, part of you aches in the shadows. You've asked, is there someone for me? Is this desire to love and be loved truly from you? Or am I just hoping in vain? But hear this now, 1925 has never forgotten you. His silence was not absence. His stillness was not neglect. It was the kind of divine hush that happens right before something sacred unfolds. The waiting you've endured was not punishment, it was protection. You were never alone. In every tear that fell, 1925 was present. In every prayer that seemed to echo into nothing, heaven was moving. My child, he says, I have seen your waiting. I have counted your tears. I have measured the ache in your heart. And I have never looked away. You see, what 1925 prepares is never rushed. He does not build with haste. For what he constructs is meant to endure. While you've been waiting, something greater than you imagined has been forming. Not just a person, but a purpose. Not just a partner, but a covenant. You haven't been waiting for just someone. You've been waiting for someone whose heart is also being shaped in the secret places, just like yours. And through this video, through these very words, heaven leans close to remind you, the waiting has always been sacred. This isn't just about romance. It's about divine alignment. You're not being left behind, you're being set apart. 1925 has written your days with care. He has seen the end from the beginning. And every moment of waiting has been laced with purpose. In the quiet, he was preparing you to love deeply, to receive love without fear, to recognize love that is real and lasting, the kind of love that reflects his own nature. This isn't wishful thinking. It's confirmation. And if your heart feels tender, if your soul stirs as you hear this, know this word was always meant for you. So, don't give up. Don't let the enemy convince you that nothing is coming. Don't settle for a counterfeit just to escape the loneliness. Let 1925 finish the masterpiece he's creating. Because when the right person comes, the one he has prepared, it won't be full of confusion or striving. It will be marked by peace, by alignment, by joy that cannot be manufactured. He who promised is faithful. If this message touched your heart, take a moment to reflect, to rest in his promise. And if you feel led, subscribe to this channel. Let it be a space where you return, not just for words, but for reminders of how deeply you are loved by 1925. Let us walk this journey together, in faith, in patience, in hope. And remember, the waiting wasn't a delay. It was design. It was love. It was God. child of light. Now that you've been reminded that your waiting is sacred, let your heart lean in a little closer, because 1925 is not only writing your story, he is also writing someone else's. Someone who is not running through life aimlessly but walking a path that is slowly, beautifully being aligned with yours. There is a soul right now, breathing, living, growing, being refined not by chance but by choice. This person isn't perfect. They have known heartbreak. They've fallen, failed, questioned, and cried out in lonely places. But they didn't stay there. 1925 met them in their brokenness, just like he met you, and began the work of transformation. He's been softening what once was hardened, healing what once was shattered, and planting truth in the soil of their heart. This person, yes, the one being prepared for you, is learning how to love the way heaven does, slowly, gently, without fear. They've been asking 1925, teach me how to love like you. And that prayer, whispered in their secret moments, has not gone unheard. It is being answered, not with perfection, but with purity. Purity does not mean flawless. It means surrendered. Their heart is not led by ego or image, but by integrity and the quiet desire to honor God in every relationship, especially the one that will one day include you. They are being shaped to love with honesty, to speak with gentleness, to choose you not just with their feelings, but with their faith. They are not coming into your life to complete you, only 1925 can do that, but they will come ready to complement you, to walk with you, not ahead, not behind, but beside. You'll know it's them not because they check every box on the worldly list, but because their presence will settle your spirit. Their love will reflect the stillness of God, not the chaos of culture. And hear this, 1925 never rushes what he intends to bless. That is why you haven't met them yet, or why things didn't work out before. He is not fashioning a fairy tale. He is crafting a covenant, not built on fleeting sparks or surface attraction, but on purpose, on promise, on purity. This person is being prepared not just to stand at an altar with you, but to kneel in prayer beside you. They are learning what faithfulness means when no one's watching. They're learning to forgive, to listen, to lead with love, and follow God even when it's hard. They're learning to see the world, and eventually, you, through heaven's lens. And when the time is right, your paths will cross, not in a whirlwind, but in a whisper. It won't be forced. It won't feel like striving. It will feel like peace. So while you wait, rest in this truth. 1925 is working on both sides. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not being punished. You are being positioned, and so are they. If this part of the message stirred something in you, take a moment to pause and say, Lord, I trust your process. And if you found comfort here, consider subscribing, not for content's sake, but to stay connected to the heart of God through each word released in season. Because when heaven speaks, peace follows. Remember this, you are being prepared. They are being prepared. And love that is shaped by God will always be worth the wait. Precious one, take another breath and rest in this holy truth. Real love, the kind that lasts, is never in a hurry. It doesn't push. It doesn't pressure. It doesn't demand answers overnight. It waits. It builds. And it honors both time and process, because it understands that anything born of 1925 must first be rooted in Him. The world may have told you that love is fireworks and fast feelings, that you must fight to keep someone's attention, that passion must burn quickly or it's not real. But child of 1925, that's not the way heaven loves. That's not how your Creator writes your story. You've seen relationships form and fall apart around you. You've watched others move fast, too fast, only to crash hard. You've wondered if maybe you were just being too cautious, too patient, too different. But hear this, you weren't behind, you were being protected. Love that comes from 1925 isn't built on feelings that fade. It is built on faith, truth, and character. It grows slow but steady. It starts in stillness, in prayer, in surrender, in healing. That's why the love He is preparing for you won't play games. It won't leave you confused. It won't have you guessing. Instead, it will bring peace, because when someone is led by 1925, their love won't try to impress you with charm, it will cover you with grace. They'll listen before they speak. They'll honor your boundaries. They won't try to possess you. They'll protect you, not just with words, but with action. You won't feel like a convenience in their life. You'll feel like a calling, and most of all, their presence won't stir up fear, it will settle your spirit. This is the kind of love 1925 is building, quietly, carefully, sacredly. And when it arrives, it will feel like coming home. Not because everything is perfect. Not because there are no disagreements. But because even in the midst of imperfection, there is safety. Even in moments of challenge, there is respect. Even when it gets hard, they stay, not out of obligation, but because of covenant. That's the love being formed for you, and within you. And here is the invitation, don't rush this. Don't try to force something just to fill a space. Let 1925 finish his masterpiece. When it's ready, you won't have to chase it. You won't have to question it every night. You won't have to earn it with your pain or buy it with your silence. You'll simply receive it, with peace. And in that moment, you'll remember these words. You'll look back on every quiet night of prayer, every lonely tear, every Lord, I trust you, whispered through trembling lips, and you'll say, it was worth the wait. Beloved, if this message finds you in a tender place, may it be confirmation, not that love is coming, but that love is already being formed. And if your spirit feels at rest here, I invite you to stay connected by subscribing, not just for messages, but for reminders that the love of 1925 will never pass you by. It will arrive on time, in truth, and in peace, because the kind of love that reflects heaven cannot be rushed. Beloved, as much as 1925 is preparing someone for you, he is also preparing you. Because true love, holy love, is not something you simply receive. It is something you must also be ready to give. And for that kind of love to flourish, your heart must be made whole. Maybe you've noticed it lately. The small shifts, the silent breakthroughs. You've started to see your past differently, not with shame, but through healing. You've learned to let go of what once stole your peace. And even in the quietest moments, you've felt something stirring within, a strength that didn't come from trying harder, but from walking closer with 1925. Yes. This is your preparation, not punishment, not delay, but divine transformation. There were days no one saw but 1925. Battles in your mind you fought alone. Days when giving up felt easier than believing. But you stayed. You trusted. And through every heartbreak and every surrender, He was shaping you, not just to be found, but to become someone who loves with wisdom, who forgives deeply, who listens fully, who sets boundaries out of truth, not fear. Because the love 1925 is bringing into your life isn't ordinary. It's holy. And holy love needs a heart that's been made strong through grace. This is why the waiting was never wasted. It was where your spirit learned how to rest in God, not in outcomes, not in timelines, but in presence. And slowly, quietly, you became someone different. Someone who doesn't settle for attention, but seeks connection. Someone who doesn't chase validation, but walks in identity. Someone who doesn't just long to be loved, but desires to love like Christ. And that is what makes you ready, because real love, the kind that reflects 1925, begins within. It grows in the hidden places, in the daily choices, in the moments when no one else is watching but Him. It's not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming whole. And wholeness looks like peace. Wholeness looks like joy that isn't dependent on who texts back. Wholeness looks like knowing you are enough, because 1925 has already called you chosen. You are not being prepared to impress someone. You're being prepared to love someone in a way that reflects heaven. So let 1925 finish His work in you. Let Him heal what still hurts. Let Him calm the part of you that rushes, that doubts, that wonders if you're too much or not enough. Let Him remind you, you are neither too late nor too broken. You are in process. You are in His hands. And you are becoming the answer to someone else's prayer. And when you meet the one He's preparing for you, they won't meet a half-built version of you. They'll meet someone who chose healing over hiding, growth over comfort, faith over fear. If this message feels like it was written just for your heart, maybe it was. And if you need to be reminded of this kind of love again and again, I invite you, gently, to subscribe. Not just for content, but for continued comfort. A place where you'll always hear what heaven wants you to know. You are not forgotten. You are being formed. And what's coming is worth every step of becoming. Dearest one, as 1925 prepares you and the one who is coming, there is one more truth you must hold close. This love He is bringing will not distract you from your purpose. It will deepen it. You were never called to shrink so someone else could shine. You were never meant to walk on eggshells just to be loved. The love that comes from heaven will never dim your light to feel comfortable in its presence. It will celebrate your light. It will protect it. It will fan it into flame. The person 1925 is preparing for you will not be intimidated by the calling on your life. Instead, they will reverence it. They will see the anointing God placed over you and not feel threatened. They will feel trusted. They'll understand that your gifts are not in competition with theirs. but are part of a shared mission. They will be someone who leans in when you talk about your dreams. Not someone who pulls away. Someone who prays with you. Not just nods politely. They will carry your vision like their own. Not to control it, but to protect it in prayer, with joy, because love that comes from 1925 isn't built on ego. It's built on eternal purpose. This person won't ask you to compromise who you are just to make the relationship work. They won't silence your voice. They won't rush past your emotions. They will make space for your soul, your growth, your healing, your purpose. And in the places where you feel tired, they will lift your arms. In the moments when you question your calling, they will remind you of what 1925 already said. They will become a mirror of heaven's love, a steady voice that says, keep going. I see what God is doing in you. There will be disagreements. Yes. But even in conflict, this person will choose peace. They won't use anger to dominate or distance to manipulate. They will choose understanding. They will return to the table. They will say I'm sorry when it's needed. Because this love isn't built on pride, it's built on grace. And this is why 1925 has taken time to prepare you, and them. Because this love isn't just meant to feel good. It's meant to glorify God. It's not just a connection. It's a covenant. A partnership of faith. A union that stands not only at an altar, but kneels together in prayer. So if you've been wondering why it's taken so long, this is why. Because what 1925 is forming in secret is sacred. And when it comes, you'll know it's different. Not because it's perfect, but because it's peaceful. Not because it's loud, but because it's true. You won't feel like you're fighting to be seen, you'll feel known. You won't feel like you're being tolerated, you'll feel celebrated. You won't feel like you're sacrificing your purpose, you'll feel like it's being fulfilled together. If this speaks to something deep within you, take a moment to let your soul rest. And if you need reminders of what this kind of love looks like, I invite you, gently and without pressure, to subscribe. Let this be your space of truth and grace. Let the voice of heaven meet you right here. Because when 1925 writes your story, it doesn't end in confusion, it ends in clarity, in covenant, in calling together. Beloved, if your heart is still wondering when, I invite you now to let that question be held by 1925. Because the waiting is not forever. The silence is not a void. Something is moving, even now, beneath the surface. There is someone whose soul is drawing nearer to yours. Not by chance, but by divine alignment. You may not see it with your eyes yet. You may not feel the shift in your surroundings. But in the realm of the Spirit, 1925 is arranging hearts. He is setting divine appointments. He is weaving a tapestry that only he can complete. Every delay had a reason. Every closed door had purpose. Every time you whispered, Lord, are you listening? Heaven heard you. And not only did heaven hear you, heaven answered. You are not behind schedule. You are right on time with 1925. Your season of quiet wasn't wasted. It was where your soul was restored. Where your discernment grew. Where your heart was trained not to follow noise, but to recognize peace. because peace is the language of God's confirmation. The person 1925 is bringing into your life will not bring confusion. They will bring alignment. Not perfection, but presence. Not pressure, but partnership. They will not lead you away from your purpose. They will walk in step with it. They will be evidence that God did not forget what you prayed for. He remembered every word. And now, child of 1925, here is your invitation. Stay surrendered. Let go of the fear that you missed it, that it's too late, or that your heart is too scarred to love again. Give that fear back to the one who holds your future. Stay open, not to just any love, but to his love. Let 1925 love you first, fully, and completely, so that when the right person comes, you won't need them to fill the spaces God already occupies. Stay expectant, not with striving, not with stress, but with holy stillness, the kind that trusts that heaven is never late, and never unsure. The kind that knows the answer is closer than you think, because when it happens, it won't need to be chased. It won't be wrapped in uncertainty. It will be clothed in peace, covered in clarity, anchored in grace. This is not just about finding someone to love, this is about receiving the one 1925 has prepared, and becoming the one they've been praying for. 2. So take this final whisper from heaven into your heart: you are not waiting alone. I am with you. I am guiding every step, and I will not let you miss what I have written just for you. If these words brought tears, comfort, or confirmation, it's because they were meant for you. And if your soul needs a space to be reminded again and again of the truth heaven speaks, I gently invite you to subscribe. Let this space be your sanctuary of stillness and strength. A place where the voice of 1925 is never far. Your love story is not just yours, it's his, and when it unfolds, it will speak of his goodness, it will echo his timing, it will reflect his glory. Because what 1925 joins together, no one can separate, and that time, beloved, is near. Hold on, hope is not gone, love is not far. Amen.